What's up, y'all? As y'all can see, I got the Oh, okay. So, right? I just need to talk about something. So there's been people. So obviously, just like everybody else, there's people who don't treat me well-hearted, who treat me actually very badly consistently. You know those people, right? And there's a 99.9% chance that they're treating you badly consistently, that they don't have the Holy Spirit, right? No, I'm talking about consistently, like you can't even think of a time where they treated you just well, right? that if you Christian, right? And then you say you got somebody like that in your life, there's 99.9% chance, right? And they watch this. Then you look at their life, right? And then you don't see no fruit of Christianity, real Christianity, right? There's 99.9% chance they got the spirit of the devil, because Ephesians 2:2 says, he says, those who refuse to obey God have the spirit of the devil inside of them. If you don't believe in Jesus, that means you refuse to obey God. And if you don't love what the name is thyself, that gives right. That's right. Basically portraying that you don't really believe in Jesus. I'm not saying you gotta be perfect. I'm saying if it's consistently like you ain't even got no fruit of believing in Jesus, that means you don't believe in Jesus, which means they got a spirit of the devil. That's what the Bible's saying. Sometimes you gotta put puzzle pieces together in the Bible. So there's the spirit of the enemy, right? So here, look, there might be some people with the spirit of the enemy at your job. There might be people with the spirit of the enemy in your house. There might be people with the spirit of the enemy on your team, whether it's sports, whether it's debate team, whether it's chess, chess club. There might be people with the spirit of the enemy, right? In your class, in your math class, your geometry. Did I already say class? Anyways, and one thing I gotta tell you, Luke 6:27 says, "Love your enemies and do good to those who hate you." And one thing, because I've had to deal, I'm 23, right? I'm like 23 in like 5 months, right? About, right? I think I actually am 5 months today. A couple hours away from 5 months. And 23 and 5 months, right? Old, right? And 23 and 5 months years old, right? This angle is pretty sick, right? I like it. And but let's change it. I am having to deal with certain people in my life that God kept there. Probably strategically, probably thinking to himself, I could remove this, but this is gonna help him in it, right? It's gonna work together for his good, right? Having people like that in my life that consistently treat me badly. And then with the new wisdom I've got and discipline, I finally am learning. I finally learned the concept, because you know what I used to do a lot is the concept of Luke 6:27. Love your enemies in the right way. Because you can be like, okay, I love you, right? I'm trying to love you, right? But sometimes you can, right? Like let me give you an example. So like what I used to do is, if there's somebody that I know don't treat me well, I'll be like, sometimes I'll like won't smile at them. I'll be quick to like assume. I like might have an attitude with them sometimes, or I might right. And then it's like God showed me. He was like, Corey, there's gonna be some people in your life that aren't gonna treat you right, and you ain't gonna be able to move them. They might work at your job. They might be in your math class. There might be one person in every single one of your classes, each period, right? A different person who just treats you badly, right? It might be one of your children for a period of their life treat you badly. It might be, right? And I'm praying for the people who got spouses that treat them badly, but it happens. Oh my, trust me. Your girlfriend, boyfriend, right? I'm saying, like, right? Like I said, if you girlfriend and boy, if you dating somebody, y'all ain't married yet, and they treat you badly, you need to get out of there. You need to get out, right? I don't know who that was for. You ain't made no commitment yet. Even if your head sex, even though guys say wait till marriage, and you feel like you attached, you need to get out. You ain't made no commitments yet. Maybe this video is for you. Leave now. And you can find a dude that look like Corey's Chosen. Not Corey's Chosen, right? Because Corey's Chosen probably gonna have a different girl, right? But you can find a dude that looks similar to Corey's Chosen. You can find a different dude, right? If you pray, stay patient, break up with him, right? Right? Because if you find a dude like Corey, and I'm not talking about looks, I'm talking about heart too. If you find a dude like Corey, I'm joking, right? But I'm saying if you find a dude like Corey's Chosen, he ain't gonna treat you badly consistently, right? He gonna try the best he can to treat you with Christ-like love, cause he been in God's presence. That's the key. It don't matter how hard he try to love you. If he ain't got a relationship with the Lord, 1 John 4:8 says, "Those who do not love do not know God, for God is love." Listen to me. But what I'm trying to say is, instead, I told you how I used to handle it sometimes. I used to be like, oh, sometimes I might not smile at them, I might not, but I'm learning how to just be like, okay. Because sometimes they'll play with you, right? I don't know, like I said, it's the spirit of the devil in battle, flesh and blood. But sometimes they'll play with you, right? Around certain people, they'll be like, yeah, they treat you nice. And then when y'all get by themselves, when y'all get by yourselves, they'll treat you badly, or they'll treat you badly one day, and the next day they'll not. They're right. They act kind of normal, and then the next day they'll treat you badly again. So it's like catching you off guard. You're like, okay, I'm trying to forgive you, but like you keep hurting me. I think I'm trying. Are you changing, or are you staying the same? They try to play with you, right? And you know what I've learned? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it even kill with these people, right? Like I said, this is my opinion. I'm gonna keep it even kill with you. I'm gonna give you the same every day. You might not be consistent with me. You might treat me badly every day. You might be plotting, because a lot of times, right? They be trying, I don't know what these people be doing in their minds, right? Like I said, we know what spirit they got inside of them, right? That's what's really doing this, right? The devil trying to mess with you, right? The devil using people like puppets. That's what I say in one of my songs. Devil using people like puppets. Stop it. Listen. We're about flesh and blood, right? Attacks from the enemy, right? Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna give them, look, all my enemies, I'm gonna treat y'all the same, right? With love. Now look, I'm not gonna waste pearls on swine. I'm not gonna be over here trying to sit you down and be like, how was your day? And just spend all my time with you and just while you just poop on me, right? And just be honest with and watch this, and not guard my heart. Because the Bible says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Proverbs 4:23. So I'm not gonna be over here, right? Doing all this extra stuff, trying to change it or trying to just overtly. Oh, yeah. No, I'm just going to do me. You come up to me, you want to say something to me? I'm going to smile at you and say, okay. And I'm going to just, right? I'm going to be kind to you. And then look, I'm going to try to get away from you. Right? Out of love, right? I'm going to try to avoid you, yeah. To guard my heart. And what's deep is, if you think about the verse, what does it say? Love your neighbor as yourself. Think about it. If you were them, let's say, oh gosh, if you were them, right, the person who was treating you badly, and you right, and let's say there was two versions of you. There was a bad version of you, and there was a good version of you, right? Hopefully this made sense, right? And the bad version of you was talking to the good version of you, and every time they talk to him, they just jack him up. Loving thy neighbor as thyself, right? What would you want? How would you want to stay in the presence of that person? Because it's you, right? It's just a different version of you, right? No, you'd be right. If it was, this is hard to explain. Oh my gosh. Would you want somebody to treat you like? Okay, let's just say it like, let's say you had a son, right? Would you want him to be around somebody that's treating him badly all the time? No, right? You'd be like, that ain't good for my son. Okay, well, substitute you for your son. would you want yourself? Like I said, would you want yourself? Let's just say there was two of you. Would you want yourself, the other version of you, to be around somebody that was treating them badly all the time? No. So love your neighbor as yourself, right? I'm trying to live it. This is too deep. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You wouldn't want somebody treating you like that. Or you wouldn't want yourself being around somebody like that. So guess what? That's how I'm gonna love my enemies, right? I'm gonna be okay. It'd be best. This is how I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna be nice to you, and then I'm gonna keep my distance, right? Oh, this is what I'm trying to say. Because if they were you and you were them, right? And you were treating them badly, with the wisdom that you have, right? You think that'll be good for them? Would you encourage them to be around you, the version of you that was treating them badly? No. What would you say to them? You need to keep your distance from that person. So you see how I can apply it in reverse? Loving that neighbor as thyself. Sometimes you can love somebody by doing the right thing. Being around you gonna hurt me, right? So I'm going, and you, I wouldn't want somebody hurting you like this, right? Maybe that's the reason why you're trying to hurt me, because all your friends be hurting people. Bad company because good morals, right? And this is what you used to. I wouldn't want somebody hurting you. I wouldn't want you around somebody that was hurting you like this. Okay, so I gotta apply the same thing to to myself, because I'm loving you as myself. Do you understand? Is that too deep for you? Rewind the video and go back, right? But do you get what I'm saying? That's deep, right? Now, I might sit you down one day and try to give you the gospel and show you some Bible verses about love and kindness and say, hey, you can change. You ain't got to be like this, right? But what I'm not going to do is destroy myself trying to change you. And don't get me started on the people who be trying to evangelate, right? Evangelating, if you don't know what that is, that's basically dating somebody that ain't Christian thinking, I can make them convert and then we can date. It's like you gonna kill yourself trying to change them, hoping they change. You know what's probably gonna happen? She gonna change you. And then you gonna go from Mr. Evangelized to Mr. I went away from Christ. You went away from Jesus, boy. Now you have to stick with her every night. Caught in a trap like a fly in a spider web. Can't get out, right? Just like it say in Proverbs 7, right? Ox going to the slaughter.